Hello, me lovelies. Well, hello, Julies. Hello, Sammy. And let's see some more. Joy. I see Joey's Maris has had old Bill. Oh, I don't know. It's whether you can believe them, isn't it? Sammy, I don't know. It's a lot of drama, isn't it? I was on I went on it, didn't I? Most sports. And I went on there because it's like this big kickoff. And I was thinking, what the hell's going on here? And I came off it, still not knowing what the argument was about. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. So it's been all drama everywhere. But I know, oh God, think of, was it Shadow Boxers? that didn't last long, did it, with Decker? Are you Cindy Lovely? Are you Big Billy Lovely? Don't know what I'm saying, Lovely. But yeah, he didn't last long, did he? That fella. But Decker, he was thinking, he absolutely lies and lies and lies. He said he didn't know about the allegations or the convictions against Shadow Boxer. He did. He did. Everyone knew. Everyone knew. And he's saying he didn't know. I'm sure they were talking about it at one point, and he said, "Oh, he didn't know, and that's why he's got rid of him." Decker, are you kidding me? He was talking. That's it, wasn't it? This is how I mean. Decker is a mass manipulator who gets his rocks off on manipulating others. Are you mad? Are you jockney on manipulating them? Are you narrative? He actually turned round and was talking to Shadowboxer. Shadowboxer was telling him about his conviction and how he was appealing it. He said it was a wrong conviction and all this. And yet suddenly Decker's now claiming he didn't know and he's just found out. That's how the games he plays, he's making it more and more and more obvious that he's lying. And he's doing this because having people still follow him and, oh, you're wonderful, Decker, love you, Decker. That's getting him off. Because you can tell by those voicemails that, what was it, YouTube Swindler, was it? YouTube Swindler put out there. He likes to control. He likes to be call me master. Call me master. I don't know why people say master. It's master. It's not master. It's like saying golf. Mate, golf. No such thing. So I'm just looking at the chat. So yeah, it's all big, but Motos it did. Rob, it did kick off, didn't it? Whew. Pretty. The thing with people come on to especially my comments slagging off Humble John. Well, I'm friendly with John, right? We get on well and on it. But I don't know everything he's talking about. I've said this. I've even said it in one of his lives and said it in his chat. I don't know the people he's talking about. I don't know who he's going on about. I know he's going on about when he's going on about Paddy. I know when he's going on about True Media. I know because I've had experiences with those people which were not very pleasant. So I know them and can understand. But when he's going on about other people, I haven't got a clue who he's talking about, and whether it's right what he's saying or whether it's wrong. So I just sort of like zone out when he's going on about other people, unless it's someone I know and I've had personal experience of, and I know whether he's telling the truth or not, or whether he's got it right or not. Yeah, Sam, it's like some people say, don't they think you say plaster for something that you put on your finger, isn't it? And plaster if you put it on the wall, something like that. They're both the same, plaster. And another mistake people make is neither or neither. Both are right. You can say neither, neither. You won't be wrong. Both correct ways of pronouncing it. So that's a bit of information. We've got a good quiz for you. Got a good quiz. How you, Lucius? Got a ring. How you, Selkie? Got a wonderful. Oh, do you know, I was nearly crying when I realised how wonderful my quiz is tonight. I was nearly crying in joy of the entertainment you'll be getting from my quiz tonight, in understanding the joy I'd be giving you lot with my wonderful quiz tonight. I'm telling you, you'll be all like, oh, that has entertained us. That's totally entertained. Billy, Big Billy, what word is banned? What word is banned? Well, there's a few, isn't there? What word is banned? Come on, Billy. In the chat now, say what word is banned in this chat, or what words are banned. Come on. Don't dilly-dally. Yes. Let me stress this again. On Anne's channel, one does not use the term bro, brother, bruv. Awesome. Or what's the other one? Shew. You just don't do it right. You don't do it on my channel. This is Britain. This is Britain. It is not America. It is not the New World. This is not America. So anyway, let's see what we've got now. Oh, awesome. Yeah, awesome. Totally awesome. Awesome quiz coming up. See, Cindy knows. She knows. I think she's called Sight today. But yeah, so if anyone knows about any more drama going on, let me know. But yeah, Shadowboxer, that just shows you what Deck is really like. It really. Oh, this business about Humble Dry as well. Being I know, but narrative, you've got one annoying habit. Can I just point out? I mean, I don't like pointing out people's faults. I don't. You know what I'm like? I never point out. As I say, positive. That's all I ever have. Positive talk. Positive. I never said negative about anyone. You've got all the habits of doing this. When you know, man, and when you listen to this, man, it is interesting, isn't it, man? Or this isn't it? You do say man a lot, don't you? It's just I'm an old fart. In my day, those words were considered Americanisms. That's what it is. I'm an old fart. It's my fault. I haven't caught up. I haven't caught up with modern society. Because actually, I always say this, you know, in the 80s, if anyone can remember the 80s, if you went round a white person saying, bro, brother, you'd actually be accused of being racist. Because the only people that said that were black people, bro and brother, in those days. So you'd have, because I remember Ricky Lake did a show on it, didn't she, in America? They were all like, you know, bro, but really putting it on. And in America, they have a special word for white people. Back then, they did that, used to go on like that. Take the offensive word for a black person and replace the N with a W, and that's what they used to call them in America. But that's what. But times change now. But I remember that back then, if you went on man and brother and cause and all this, you'd be accused of being racist. That you were taking the pay out of the way black people speak, or some black people speak. But now everything, it's homogenous, isn't it? So it's just that I'm old. I'm not catching up with the times, am I? That's what if I was young now, I wouldn't find it anything strange. Right. Shall we do the quiz? Yeah, all God's children. That's right, Rob. All God's children. Is it okay for me and me lass to be a wee tea, man? Don't know what you're going on about. What do you mean, you and your lass? Oh, bye-bye, Selkie. Hope it's nothing that urgent. I know, they keep on making... What was the other one? The one that I found really the most amusing was sick. Proper sick. Now, when you hear a teenager saying it, or someone in their 20s, fine. But I remember someone, and she must have been pushing 50, she went, oh, proper sick. And you know, when you're sitting there thinking, oh, God, I'm embarrassed for you. I am embarrassed for you. Proper sick. So I am embarrassed for you, madam. You are way too old to be talking like that. Right, so let's start with the quiz. No, you're getting the quiz now, Banter. What is a baby goat called? Meh. What's a baby goat called? Meh. That's that's not a real goat, by the way. That was me impersonating a goat. You see, my talent has no boundaries. No boundaries. My talent is just amazing. That's it, kid. A kid. So here we go. Still going on about goats. What is a female goat called? Now there's two you could get for this because they have two names, female goats. What is a female goat called? And there's two potential answers. Not a lamb. Not a oh God. Ma, that's a cat. That's a sheep. Nanny. There we are. Nanny. You could have said nanny or doe. Nanny or doe would be a female. That's it, Cindy. Nanny or doe. Now this is the one. What is a male goat who has been castrated? In other words, he's had his necessaries taken off. What is he called? What is a male goat that's had his necessaries taken away called? Are you two go? No, Tion, not that. I mean, that makes sense, but it's not that. Nutless. Do you want me to tell you? That's it, Tegon, a weather. Weather. W-E-T-H-E-R. A weather. Now, what is, and I bet a lot of you will get wrong because I can see you putting the word in there that is not right. What is a male goat called? Now, a female is a nanny or a doe. What is a male goat called? On this one, people start going, no, but it is actually the official name for it because something else also has the same word. Another animal. Not a billy. And you people would say that. The official name. You'd be surprised because another animal has this name as the male range. That's a Tegan, a buck. A buck, B-U-C-K, a buck. Now I know you get hares called bucks, don't you, as well? So that's where it can be troublesome. A buck. So now, here we go. Who were Strictly's first same-sex couple? Who were Strictly's? Which I've never actually watched. Same-sex couple. Never watched Strictly. So I had to. This one just came up in a thing that I googled. Who was Strictly's first same-sex couple? Are you, Denise? Why are you no answering anymore? You're not taking a hissy, are you? Go on. I've never watched it either, Daryl. I've never been drawn to it. But people really get into it, don't they? Why? What are you in a huff over? What's Cindy in a huff over? Here we are. I'm going to give you the answer because no one seems to be coming up with it, do they? is Nicola Adams and Katya Jones. Katya or Katia, whatever you want to pronounce it, was the same sex couple. Now, so come on, Cindy, what you getting your knickers in a twist for? I've got one about. I've got one you'll be able to answer about the YouTube community in a minute. I'm sure I'll put a question down there, slipped one in. Right. Oh, you're not in the huff? Pissy. Never mind. Anyway, this one is for you, Cindy, because no, you'll get this. Which movie does the song When You Wish Upon a Star come from? When You Wish Upon a Star, which movie does that come from? When you wish upon a star. That's it. Sammy, Pinocchio. And which character sings it? Which character sings When You Wish Upon a Star? But much better than I did. Almost says Sammy, do you know his first name? Nope, not the fairy. Rob's got it, but you've got to get his first name. That was the surname. That's it. Jiminy. I knew Jockney would get it because you're the same age as me, Jockney. Jiminy Cricket. He sang it. Jiminy Cricket. Who was the conscience of Pinocchio. Here we are. How many minutes are there in a rugby league game? How many minutes are there in a rugby league game? Why is Cindy getting all hormonal? Here we are. I'm forgetting the question. You see, that's what you've done to me now, Cindy. I'm worrying about you, darling. I'm concerned about you. 80 minutes, yeah. Whoever said 80 minutes, you're all right. 80 minuettes. So, but I'm so concerned and worrying about our poor little Cindy. Poor little Cindy. Here we go. What is the highest mountain in Britain? What is the highest mountain in Britain? That's it, Cindy. Ben Nevis. Sammy, you got it right. And Banter got it right. Yeah, you all got it right. Here we are. Now, this is a place I keep on saying I'm going to go to and never end up going. Where is the darkest place in the UK? This is where people go to be able to see the night sky as it looks without the light pollution, and apparently it's absolutely spectacular. Where is the darkest place in the UK? Where, when you look up, you can see the Milky Way and everything clearly. Not Wales, not Ayrshire. Not Banter, you're in the right area. Actually, you're in the right. It's Scotland. It's a park. Think of a Scottish park or forest, I should say. It's a big place. Okay. Yeah, it's the forest, Sammy. I don't know if you can see Northern Lights, but if you look up in the midnight sky, because we don't see anything, we only see a few little dots of light, stars, and that's all we see. Well, there you'll see the whole Milky Way and everything. It's supposed to be absolutely spectacular. Here, I'll give it to you. Galloway Forest Park. Galloway Forest Park is the darkest place in Britain, and that's where astronomers and all that go to get a really clear view of the stars in the Milky Way, which is supposed to be spectacular. So it keep on meaning to go there. See, we don't see it. We only see it a tiny bit because of the light pollution. Now, here we go. Here we are. Here we go. Wonder if any email banter. See if you can get this one. Is Humble Dryer's brother a police officer? Is Humble Dryer's brother a police officer? Are you broken native? No. No, he's a PCSO. Actually, his brother, it's not his brother that's in the police, it's his one of his in-laws. So that means he wouldn't have the name Watson. Now, let's see. Oh, here it is. Here's one of my favourites. Who wrote the novel Pride and Prejudice? Now, I know you'll all get this right. Every single one of you will get this right. Who wrote the novel Pride and Prejudice? A genius of an author. Genius. Absolute shiniest. Jane Austen. That's it. Oh, you're all getting it. I knew you would. I knew you had said you would. Jane Austen. Jane Eyre is a fictional character. Johnny. She doesn't exist. Yeah, Jane Austen, who is considered the first person ever to master the novel. In other words, she perfected novel writing. And I always call it the Shakespeare of novels because when you read it, there's so much information. It's like Shakespeare. Shakespeare never wasted one word, never wasted one sentence. Everything meant something. And that's why you have to study these people. Because when you go back to it, you suddenly realize that there's loads of information just in that one sentence, talking about all things. And that's what Jane Austen used to do. When you actually get into reading her and watch and understanding that, you suddenly realize a simple thing like whether someone's wearing a bonnet or not has so much impact and meaning. Or if someone opens a gate or climbs over a gate, remember in Mansfield Park, something as simple as that, open the gate, climb over the gate, wait because it's locked. It was telling you what the character was like. She always told you the character. Amazing woman. She must have sat there so quietly studying everyone. And another thing that you learn with Jane Austen is we haven't changed. All that has changed is morals. In her day, of course, if you were a nice woman and you never did any wrong, or then your reward was you got a nice husband. If you were not a good woman, your punishment was you had to live as a spinster with your great aunt. That was the way she did it in her day. But she showed the hypocrisy of people and what they were like. But we're still like that now. We're still like that. She showed the whole hypocrisy of them. And she's way ahead of her time. Remember one little one that there was one a while ago that she did. I'm just trying to think now. Yeah, it was in Mansfield Park. And there's one scene where the two sisters in it are going on naming the continents of the world and all this business. And it's the way Jane Austen just drags them right down straight away in her writing. She says, like little jugs, empty jugs being filled with water. In other words, absolutely useless information that they were just rabbiting out. But it's that image, isn't it? Empty jugs filled with water, being filled with water. And that's what she was saying. She said, all this education and naming continents and all that, what does it mean if you just change into a snob that's got no real grasp on what life is? Absolutely wonderful woman. Wonderful. Right. So let's pass on from me being bragging about wonderful Jane Austen. What is the largest active volcano in Europe? What is the don't you wittering about a genius, banter, wittering about a genius author? That's it, Etna. Sammy's got it, Etna. Jockney's got it, Cindy's got it, T Guns, you've all got it, Mount Etna. Now, here's a quick one. I'll just throw this in here. I didn't plan this one. Which beautiful island in Greece was created by a horrendous volcano explosion that they reckon or they believe created the legend of Atlantis? It was horrendous. It had effects all over Europe, wiped out God knows how many people, and was even and they reckon also not only did it create the myth of Atlantis, it also created the in the Exodus, when it's talking about a flame in the sky for days and the plagues of frogs and locusts and all this. They reckon this caused it. This volcano going off caused that because they were around the same time. So which place? Beautiful place now, gorgeous. If not Pompeii, not cost enough. It's there we are, Sydney, Santorini. Santorini, as beautiful it is, was created by one of the most horrendous volcanic eruptions. And it was that bad that it sent a tidal wave, well, a tsunami to America. It was that bad. It was horrendous. And they reckon that's what caused when the Bible goes on about the plagues of locusts and all this business and the frogs and the disease, they reckon that's what happened because it happened around that time and the pillar of fire in the sky. And there's one in Yellowstone Park, isn't it? Yeah, Yellowstone Park. If that goes off, it's goodbye, bye, 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 America, bye, bye. Here we are. What is wrong with this sentence? Tell me the mistake in this sentence. Africa is one of the largest countries in the world. Africa is one of the largest countries in the world. What's wrong with that sentence? That's it. Lucius. It was, if you got Bante, yeah, you all got it. It's not a country, it's a continent. Africa is a continent, it's not a country. Yes. Next one. What? This sounds like a really spooky place. What is the deepest part of the ocean called? The deepest part of the ocean. I wouldn't. People have actually been down there. You wouldn't get me going down there. James Cameron went down there, didn't he? Ooh, the deepest part of the ocean. That's it, Banter. The bottom. Well, officially, you're right, aren't you, Dion? But yeah, it's the Mariana Trench. Oh, spooky. And they've detected some weird things down there, haven't they? You wouldn't even think life could exist in any form, but they do. Where's Jim Smith? There's trouble. Oh, yeah, I heard about the Titanic sub. I mean, we know it's just obvious they're never going to be rescued. They're not going to be. You could. How do you rescue them? How do you do it? It's impossible. They're too far down. It's too small. How do you get it back up again, even if you locate them? All that you can say, I was thinking this before, really, the best option is that something happened that the glass broke and they would just literally, they wouldn't even know when it happened. It'd be that quick. If they were that far down and the glass broke, they'd just be smashed in a second. It'd be like a train hitting them and they'd explode. So that would be the best option other than sitting there, freezing to death, or not having enough air to breathe. So horrendous, but they know they're not going to be able to rescue them. There's no way. Even if they found them, how do you get them back up again? It's too deep. There's no submarine that can go that low to pick them up again off the ground. They just couldn't do it, or it would take that long to do it. I mean, they did recover bits of the Titanic, didn't they? But it's that difficult to do. It takes that long to do. You know, it's horrendous. But I mean, would I have gone on that if I was a multi-millionaire and had the money? I suppose I would have. That's something I would have liked to see. Is the Titanic in surviving? But the thing is, Billy, this is coming. They've actually done a scan of the whole of the Titanic. You will be able to go and see it, but you'll see it in a safe environment. They can actually recreate it in a hologram image where it's perfect. You'll see everything. So you wouldn't have to actually go down to see it. They'll see it better than you'd ever would if you went down to see it. Now, which part of the ocean is the Mariana Trench? Which ocean is it located in, the Mariana Trench? Yeah, the Armad. Which part of the ocean is the Mariana Trench located? Yeah, that's it. Pacific Ocean. Here we go. Told you I had a good one for you today, didn't I? What is the name of the detective created by Arthur Conan Doyle? What was the name of the detective created by Arthur Conan Doyle? That's it, Cindy. Sherlock Holmes. And did you know what was interesting about Sherlock Holmes, which you found out from the very first novel? He had some vice that many people know about today. Many people know about today. And in the because he was actually Sherlock Holmes was supposed to be a manic depressive, what we'd call now bipolar. He'd been diagnosed as having bipolar now, Sherlock Holmes. But what vice did he have? Which was that's it. He was a addict. He was I won't say the word in case the algorithm starts hitting, but he was addicted to drugs, to a drug anyway. And that's what made him so great, apparently. I used to love reading those novels. No, late at night when I was younger, to relax, I'd read Sherlock Holmes. Here we go. Which singer was known as the Force's sweetheart in World War II? Give her a clue. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Oh, do you know what? My talent knows no ends. See, not only a singer, dancer, talented in every way I am. Talented. Makeup expert, as you can see. That's it, Vera Lynn. Everyone's getting that lovely Vera Lynn, who sadly passed away a few years ago. Now this is one of my favourites, painters or artists. Who painted the haunting and is very haunting Garden of Earthly Delights? Pollyanna, you should get that. Who painted the absolutely haunting Garden of Earthly Delights, which is just as mesmerised people for centuries, trying to work out what the hell it means, if it means anything. But one scene never forgotten. Not Da Vinci, not Monet, not Batsky. I said hundreds of years. Yeah, it's quite a bit before your time, Banter. Amazing artist. He was Dutch, I'll give you a clue. Not Van Gogh, not Dali. T-Gun, right? Bosch. Hieronymus Bosch. If you're ever, that's right, Hieronymus Bosch. If you're ever actually Google it, Hieronymus Bosch, and look at it, or just put in the Garden of Earthly Delights. It's like, where did this come from? This was the 1400s. And now it still looks fascinating. I mean, he came up with these creatures, these images of paradise where the buildings are literally organic. They're almost like animals and living animals in their own right. And these strange creatures. So it starts off with Adam and Eve, and then the other panel goes into hell. And it's the creatures he came out with and the people in this vision of hell was absolutely bizarre. He had an amazing brain. And when you think this was the 1400s, yeah, Tegan, there is so much detail in it. But people are wondering what it means. They try to decipher it because they think there's meanings behind. Because the characters are just so bizarre. Like you'll see them with dice, playing dice on the head, or fruit on the head, or they'll be inside an egg or hatching out of an egg. And these weird, really weird creatures. And people are determined. Some of them, they've worked out what they mean. And there's also a thing called book music. You'll see it on YouTube, book music. And one of the characters, its backside has got musical notes written on it. And they've actually created the music that these notes make on the internet. Well, fantastic, man. Here we are. This is the last one. Who painted the girl, another favourite of mine, the girl with the pearl earring? Who painted the girl with the pearl earring? Another lovely artist. The girl with the pearl earring. Who they reckon used a thing called camera obscura because his paintings were just so good. That's it, Vermeer. Vermeer, another beautiful artist. Amazing. I mean, not in the same realm as Hieronymus Bosch. Hieronymus Bosch just had imagination that was way, 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 way beyond anything that'd been before him or after. Way, way, way before, after, beyond it. So anyway, that is the little quizzy wizzy done. Van Dyke. So, just gonna catch up on the chatty, don't know first name. I've painted a few chapels on community service. So just catching up on the chat because I can't always read it. Hero Bosch. Claude Monet. All the people were saying, oh God, how posh Anne's live chat is with all these artistic names. Yeah, so if I ever miss one of your questions, please forgive, because I remember one woman ages ago, she absolutely launched into me. And she was always all right, she was dead nice to me. And then she launched into me to say, yeah, you didn't answer my question. So your question was too bleeding busy talking to someone at the time. And she's like, yeah, she really went for it. I thought, oh God, God. Because you can't always see them. That's it. And can you wish? Good luck, Sharon. Who is Sharon though? Whoever she is. I'll tell me who she is, so that's not just an empty good luck. So I can say it properly, do I? See, you have to be careful with banter. That's what I would say. What's the line between banter and bullying? That's where you've got to be careful. I used to say that on the main side, please say, start off with your banter. Said half the time it's just cover all for being really nasty about someone. If I could change one thing about YouTube, what would it be and why? I'd change, when I've said this ages ago, tried to start a little campaign for it. Someone is allowed to be anonymous on YouTube in their account, but they can't create an account unless they prove their identity to YouTube. And that can be done. It can be done. What you do is you let YouTube know who you are, verify your address. Don't forget, this has all to be done when you monetize. You have to verify who you are. They don't monetize until they know who you are. And so you have to do that. But you can be anonymous online on YouTube itself. But why you need people to be actually the details held by YouTube is if someone starts committing a serious crime. Like I'm talking about serious stalking. Because I was stalked by one person on YouTube, found out who it was because thankfully people told me and they all came to me with the same name. You do know that that person is blah, 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 blah. So I was lucky there, but not everyone's that lucky. But if YouTube had a database of who people are and they kept it there, if it got to the point where the police had to be involved, they could go, well, here's the person's details, go and take it up with them. That's the one thing that changed because it does get nasty. When you were saying before you felt you've had it from humble, you know, you have that avenue and it would stop because anyone that's ever had it, if you try to get through to think of YouTube and discuss anything like that, you know, you're blown to the wind, you are blown to the wind. But that's the one thing that changed. Jim, Billy, stop it now. The two of you, stop it. You've been told. Stop it, Jim. Telling you. You don't tell him, Billy. Tell him what he's not supposed to say. And you're joining in. I saw you. Caught you at it. And what has been the proudest moment of your life to date? God, do you know, I don't know. Proudest. I don't think you kind of think if anyone's got a proudest moment, they've given up on achieving anything. Because there's no aim. You should always be reaching for another moment or time of perfection. So I'd never say there's a proudest moment I've got. Never. You should always be looking, searching for the next one. It's like when people say, "Oh, especially get this in the entertainment industry. What work are you most proud of?" It should be me next one. That's what they should answer because that means they're hungry to get it in, and that's what dancers do as well. Say to a dancer, uh, "What do you think was your top work that you did, or your top performance you did?" They should really answer, "Well, that's to come. I haven't done it yet," because they should always be going towards perfection. So I'll give that reaction to us. Well, you see, we had this narrative destroyed. I'm glad you brought that up, caveman, and that's an interesting point because this is what Carl McCorner wanted, didn't he? He wanted background checks. The problem you've got with that, and this is the issue, it's one thing saying that before someone starts up a channel, they have to sort of send in their identity paper and their address and whatever to prove who they are. It's another to do a background check because one, it would mean the staff, there'd have to be a whole huge department of people in YouTube just go do these background checks and say that they get a SAR, which say that they got a SAR or ACRO, as some people call it. Yeah, you get it. So they get it, and it won't be done there and then. It will take a few days for them to get it. Then it will take a few weeks for them to check it to make sure that's in order. Tell you now, you could have a clean SAR, nothing on it, not one thing on it. After they've applied for and got it, the next day you could go out and murder someone. And it won't be on there because it's happened after they've got it. That's the problem. That's why I say when people go on about, DBS checks and all this and criminal records checks, all that a criminal records check is whether someone has been caught or not. Some people commit crimes and they're not caught for them. See what I'm saying? No, they're not prosecuted or taken to trial for them. So it's limited. What you really need, and I've been banging on about this for years, and no one listens. You need to open niche. Niche will tell you whether someone's a danger or not. Niche, which is the force system. Yeah, I will be doing banter. If someone wants to know for panel, I will. But as Janice and Cynthia, all you will know, how many times have I said we'll have a live, and I end up being the only one talking. But I would do a live if anyone wants to. But the thing is, that's it, narrative and caveman. It doesn't. It's no protection, and it would take that much effort and that much time. Also, the ACRA office, they'd be inundated. How many people in the UK alone are on YouTube? It would be a huge task, an absolutely huge task. So that wouldn't work. That would never, ever, ever work. That side of it would just be too big. And until the day the government and the Home Office agree to open niche when it's requested that it be opened, you'll never know how many dangers are out there. You'll never know the real dangers because that's where the police put down results. And that's when you'll find out where there's cover-ups going on. I tried to get it opened up and the whole system closed in on me. And that was a courtroom as well, did the same thing, closed down on me. So Just looking back at the thing. Send it to me. I want you to send it to me. Right, send it to me. Oh yeah, John, that's right. That's right. It means nothing. Like a criminal records check will only tell you whether someone was caught or not. That's all that they'll tell you. Where niche will tell you every time a police officer has had a suspicion or spoken to someone or blah blah blah. But the government don't want that opening or the Home Office and the police forces don't, because if you do open it, you'll find who's being covered up. And that's what I've always said. That's the Pandora's box I call it. The Pandora's box we found in every force, every police force. Oh, I wanted to find out about this lady that's going in. And I got distracted. Can't find it now. Oh, you're lucky there, Jockney. You're lucky. I just seen you. Jim, I'm good, thanks. Hope you are too. I thought you'd put bro then instead of two. I was going to say, see the bad influence that Jim and Billy are. I'm honed in now and I'm seeing it. Seeing people saying bro when they're not saying bro. See, they've got me on edge. They've got me on edge. So anyway, it's coming up to now. But yeah, banter. If you want to come on, what I'll do in my next one, which it's Wednesday tomorrow, isn't it? Thursday will be 8 o'clock again. Thursday will be another quiz, but I can make the quiz short and then open. This is what I do now and again, open the lines to talk. But remember, I don't want it to go on to Humble, because I know you are pros to Humble, but Humble, me and him are friends. So, I wouldn't start dissing your friend to you. And I'd feel uncomfortable having them dissed on my, channel. That's it, if you understand what I'm saying. Depends what it is, narrative. Depends what it is. Some things go off your record after about 5 years. They've got different time periods. Like something like common assault or something like that will go off after 5 years, if I remember right. But anyone that wants any time to do an open chat, please, because I'd love that. But at the same time I do it, Jockney has to come on and give me a Macy live, don't you? You have to give me a Macy live, don't you, Jockney? Jump on me live and go, how did the goodness of your heart talk to me? No one else will. Just think of anything else that's been going on. Just looking at for a wrap up. You lost the quiz. That spectacular. That was spectacular. That I thought, I'm so proud of that. So proud of my quiz. Do you know what? It's Gillies, you're a lady. Do not let that ruffian speak to you in that manner. You're supposed to be shocked and faint. Oh, I know that, Pollyanna. I know that. But sometimes we say things, don't we? And we get it all out our system. And then you start from scratch, don't you? That's what adults do. I mean, you're not the only one I've gone at in a comment. I've gone at other people, but at least we're still talking because we're adults. But like Jockney, me and Jockney have had really bad. Me and Hubble used to have horrendous, and we still can have horrendous arguments. But as adults, you get over it. But some people just run away, and that's it. They take a sulk, and you never see them again. But unless you speak your mind, you don't get things sorted, do you? That's what I would say. So don't think that I'm going to be like, now, don't want to know you ever again, or speak to you ever again. Because let's say, but this was saying before, on Mozo's, when it was asked, he said things about me. Yeah, he has, but we tweaked. It was just I think it was on a message on Twitter. I said something. And what you don't do, you never do with Humble. Never, ever, ever do it, because he will absolutely hit the roof. Is mention certain people in his life. And I just mentioned this, and not in a nasty way, but he took it up as being nasty. And he went it was horrible. It was absolutely alarming, it was. And I thought, I've triggered something here, and I didn't like it, because I'm causing this person a lot of pain. Because I would say when people start shouting and screaming or yelling or whatever, a lot of the time it's pain. They want to cry. That's what they want to do, is pain. I thought, I shouldn't have done that. So I reassured them. I said, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it. Let's talk. And we started talking, and that was it. We still have our little arguments. Don't worry about that. But like adults, you just get over it. You work it out. And that's why I was saying, if you ever spoke to behind the scenes, you'll find he's a different person altogether. Completely different. If you want to. But I can understand someone saying, no, I don't want to talk to them. There's certain people I won't talk to. Never in a million years, because they went too far with me. They went right over the line with me, where I could never forget what they said. I can forget a lot of things, but certain things, not actually about me, about people and animals I loved as well. That's where they crossed the line. And it's like, that will never come back. You can't take that back. That's why people have to be careful. Some things you say can never come back. Oh, here he is. Here he is, Karma Corner. When are you coming back, Karma? You do realise I'm heavy with your child, don't you? I know it's yours. I haven't been with anyone else. So when you go and step up to the mark, I need my maintenance payments. Yeah, it is, T-Gun. It definitely is. No, never met him. We were supposed to meet, me, him, and Donna just before they left. But again, had a bit of a hissy with each other, didn't we? And so that was and that went bad. But I didn't know they were going to suddenly go abroad, did they? Yeah. Oh no, he'll be off now. You won't hear from Karma again. Yeah. He'll be going into hiding. I can find out where he is and get who do I contact, Julie's? Who do I contact for maintenance payments? And I'll have a DNA test as well. It definitely is. Can't be anyone else's. I was a virgin. He's bucketed up, hasn't he? He's run off. There we go. What, you're in Hungary? Well, why don't you eat the apples then if you're in Hungary? If you're hungry, eat the apples. I ain't a pain. Nothing. See, this is it, people. This is it. This is why I'm worried about the intelligence of my child. Now, I don't know what to call him, her, or they. I don't know what to call them. Have you heard? Oh, no, stop me. Someone stop me. Say, Anne, don't say what you're going to say. Don't say what you're going to say. Don't say it. Go on, tell me not to say what I'm going to say. Has anyone heard this? I'm going to say, has anyone heard what Sean Atwood and that Jen are calling the child? I'm going to leave her at that. Is she still on the gear? Is she still on the gear? I was going to make a video about it and I thought, oh, would it be a bit, it's not the kid I'm getting at. I mean, my God. You have to be careful giving a kid a stupid name to get bullied over it. Because I was kicked off by people kicked off on me. Dan G when he called his kid Quintus. Oh, come on! And as I said, look, I said, you know what's going to happen? He's going to be called Quinn, and someone's going to go knocking at the door when the little kid says, "You're Quinn coming out to play Mrs. G." I mean, it was just so it's going to happen, and it is going to happen. And it's like, that's why you have to give your kid a normal name. Give them a normal name. Cindy, that's not the name they put up there. For the little one. It's a boy, isn't it? I don't know what they're messing about. Please, God, let them be messing about. Call it Dave or John or Joe or whatever. Three brick a week. So I didn't know this. I didn't know, John. I didn't know what he was after. I thought we were going on a bit of a camping holiday. He said he wanted to go backpacking with me. I didn't realise what he meant until I got there. And now here I am, abandoned, heavy with child, and struggling to support my little baby when my bundle of joy. And that's it. He's driven me into the arms of penury. Used me, and now I'm driven into the arms of penury. It's not right. It's not right. You had the up in Thailand. What did you get done, Karma? Is Karma actually a lady boy? Is that why you don't choose that? Because you're a lady boy and the voice just went wrong? Can you imagine if a lady boy had his voice? Good blimey. It wouldn't be very convincing, would it? Pregnant. I'm pregnant. So when you're coming back to YouTube, so come on, when you're coming back, Karma, to YouTube, I think I hope you're paying me advertising rates. Hope you're paying me advertising rates. Eh? Advertising rates. You use your pig pension to have a tooked in. Oh, well, that at least it wouldn't have taken much work, would it? Anyway, so So you're going to come back in 3 weeks, or what's going on? You have to come on and do a live with me. I know you keep on running away when I say to he does, he runs away. If I say come on and do a live, he's terrified of me, you know. Yes, he's terrified of me. I mean, I don't know. It's because he's, like a lot of, well, let's face it, a lot of men are out there. They're intimidated by my beauty. Because you look at me and you think, oof, if if you could and no one would find out, you'd like to, wouldn't you? You'd like to try your chances with me. Go on, admit it. Admit it. You'd like to try your chances with me. Yes, we all know you would. Anyway, so, God blimey. Isn't it terrible when you get out and the only thing you can do is fantasize about yourself? And it's not even anywhere near bleeding realistic what you're fantasizing about. No, fake PP is fake PP. I've unblocked PP, I'm sure I have. I told him off before. Oh, that PUFF is getting on my nerves. He keeps on saying it, and it's just such a schoolyard bullying thing. It's not nice at all. I know people think, oh, it's not. Kids get bullied in school with that word. And it's not nice. I mean, even if you don't agree with, people who are gay, you don't go around to them not having a kid bullied in school. And that's what it's used for. It's horrible. I used to get all that business. So I'm touchy on it, so keep on telling them off. He got a card, didn't he, from a Father's Day card, it looked like. And it had the word in it. And so I just put it in and said, there we go, there's what it proves. Hate is learned from the parents. Which isn't always true, actually, must admit, it isn't always true. But do you remember Carmody when you took off on me? Anyone remember when he took off on over you, Johnny? Because I had an argument with him over you. And Carmen took off. And I just thought it was so funny. I was laughing watching him. Oh, hate speech coming, hate speech. We love Lee's hate speech. Call you Teddy, Teddy shitty on the floor. And I thought, God, say that about your car, but you're funny when you get angry, when you kick off, you're not entertaining. Yeah, I've seen Pollyanna's channel, and she's on Facebook as well. That's what got me, Pollyanna. You know when you said a certain page, won't mention it, had your name. Your name's on your Facebook. And I'm not saying I checked recently. I remember you ages ago on Facebook. And you have that Pollyanna, then it has your name. Well, it has a name. Double it is your name. So that's most probably where it came from. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to wind up now. But as I say, banter, I'm willing to do open live next week. I'll have a quiz questions as well, but not as many. And I'll do that. I'll open up. If you want to come on Karma, don't forget you can come on. Even though you are in Hungary, you can come on and talk about your LGBTQI dogs, because they're both lesbians, aren't they? You have lesbian dogs who we saw them, having a bonding moment together, didn't we? Nice little bonding moment. We talk about that, how life has got exciting for you in that way. Yeah, we'll do that. So anyway, what I'll do, because I need my cup of coffee. So what I'll do is I'll say goodnight to everyone. Thank you for everyone for joining in, and thank you to my lovely moderators, Jalise and Cindy and Kelsey. Will be back next week. She's off enjoying herself again. Oh, she has a life. She enjoys going out and being entertained. she enjoys that. So until next week, and don't forget karma. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. So until next time, lovelies. Bye bye.